Forbidden phrases that can destroy your life. There are certain things you should never say, not even as a joke, because once you keep repeating certain phrases, you may start creating a mindset that works against you. Don't believe me? Then watch this video all the way to the end. Today, we're going to uncover 3 phrases that can act like a black spell against your own life. They can affect the way you think about money, health, and relationships. You'll discover how the words you repeat can shape your mindset, and how you may unknowingly be programming yourself for failure. And at the end of this video, I'll give you the antidote, a simple, step-by-step way to break the pattern and replace it with something more empowering, even if you've been saying these things for years. So stay with me until the very end, because this video might help you recognize a pattern you've already set in motion. The pattern you don't see. Here's something interesting. What do a person struggling financially, someone constantly worried about their health, and someone who's been alone for years have in common? According to some spiritual and psychological approaches, it may have less to do with bad luck than you think. At some point, each person may have repeated a simple phrase, then they said it again, and again. Eventually, they started believing it, and once a belief becomes deeply rooted, we tend to notice and respond to experiences that confirm it. Think about it, our minds don't always treat a repeated statement as just a joke. The words we constantly hear, especially from ourselves, can influence what we expect, what we notice, and how we behave. Spiritual traditions call this programming your reality. Psychology might describe parts of it in terms of self-fulfilling prophecies, negative self-talk, and confirmation bias, different language, but an interesting idea. What you repeatedly tell yourself can start shaping the way you live, and there are 3 phrases in particular that can turn into a nightmare if you make them part of your identity. Phrase number 1, I'm going to go broke. Sounds harmless, right? Maybe you're worried about money, maybe you're sitting down with a friend over coffee and saying, I'm seriously going to go broke. But here's what can happen next. When you repeat that statement over and over, your mind starts treating it as a belief rather than a passing fear. You may start looking for evidence that proves you were right. A new opportunity comes along, but suddenly you're too tired to pursue it. You forget to make the phone call. You convince yourself it won't work. You don't apply. You don't ask. You don't take the chance. And you tell yourself, see? I knew it wouldn't work. That's how a negative belief can become a self-fulfilling cycle. You start acting in ways that protect the belief, I'm going to go broke. And then every unexpected expense feels like proof. A broken appliance, a surprise bill, a fine, a repair you weren't expecting. Before you know it, you're looking at your bank account thinking, I told you so. But here's the important part, the goal isn't to pretend money problems don't exist, the goal is to stop turning fear into your identity. Phrase number 2, everything always hurts. This one can be even more dangerous because it often starts with something real. Your back hurts, you mention it, then your head hurts, then your knees, then your shoulders, and eventually, you start describing yourself as, I'm the person who's always in pain. Have you ever heard of the placebo effect? There's also a related phenomenon called the nocebo effect, where negative expectations can contribute to experiencing worse symptoms or side effects, and that's where our words and expectations can matter. If every morning you tell yourself, everything always hurts, and every night you repeat it again, you're constantly directing your attention toward discomfort. Your nervous system may stay on high alert. Your muscles can become tense. Stress can increase, and the cycle can feed itself. Now, to be clear, real pain is real. Words do not magically create every illness, and you should never ignore persistent symptoms or replace medical care with positive thinking. But the story you repeatedly tell yourself about your body can influence how you experience your health. You can build a mental cage out of words, and then forget that you built it. Phrase number 3, nobody needs me. This may be the most painful one of all, because it hits one of the deepest human needs, the need to feel that we matter. If the first two phrases can damage the way you think about money and health, this one can destroy your sense of connection. Tell yourself, nobody needs me, and eventually, you may start acting like it's true. You stop calling people, you stop reaching out. You turn down invitations. You think, they're only inviting me because they feel sorry for me. You stop making the first move, and sometimes, you push people away before they ever get the chance to hurt you. Then something frightening happens. People actually start drifting away, not necessarily because they don't need you, but because you've built walls between yourself and them, and eventually, those walls can feel like reality. The three phrases together. Now imagine someone repeating all three phrases for years. I'm going to go broke, everything always hurts, nobody needs me, money problems, health anxiety, loneliness, the terrible combination. But here's the good news. Patterns can be changed. It may not happen overnight. It may take time. But you can start rewriting the story you keep telling yourself. And here's how. Step 1. Catch yourself. Start paying attention to your own language. Don't judge yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Just notice it. You catch yourself saying, I'm going to go broke. Stop. Notice it. Whoa. I just said it again. That moment of awareness is already a step forward, because you can't change a pattern you don't notice. Step 2. Interrupt the pattern. The moment you catch yourself repeating a destructive phrase, stop. You can even say out loud, stop. I don't choose that thought anymore. It might feel strange at first. That's okay. You're interrupting an automatic habit. You're telling your brain, we're going in a different direction. Step 3. Reframe the statement, and this is important. Don't simply replace a negative sentence with something ridiculously positive that you don't believe. Make it realistic, make it directional. Instead of, I'm going to go broke, try, I'm looking for new ways to increase my income. Instead of, everything always hurts, try, I'm taking better care of my body and giving it a chance to recover. Instead of, nobody needs me. Try, I'm open to meaningful connections, and I'm reaching out to the right people. Feel the difference. The first statement sounds like a sentence. The second gives you a direction. Step 4. Repeat the new message. Give the new pattern time. Repeat it every day, in the morning, before you go to bed, and especially whenever you catch yourself falling back into the old pattern. You're not trying to hypnotize yourself. You're training your attention to move in a new direction. And the more consistently you practice a new way of thinking and responding, the more natural it can become. And now for the most symbolic part. If you've been repeating these phrases for years, some spiritual traditions recommend a symbolic reset ritual. Here's one simple version. Write all three old phrases on a piece of paper. Write them one last time, not because the paper has magical power, but because you're making a conscious decision to let the old story go. Then, safely destroy the paper, for example, by tearing it up, or, if you choose to use fire, doing so in a safe, fireproof place. As the paper disappears, imagine yourself releasing the old pattern, then say, that chapter is over, and move forward. The most dangerous thing about these phrases is that they sound completely ordinary. We say them casually, as a joke, out of fear, out of frustration, sometimes simply because we've heard ourselves say them so many times. But here's something worth remembering. Your words influence your thoughts influence your choices, and your choices influence your life. So take a moment right now and ask yourself, which story have I been repeating the most? Money, health, relationships? Where do you feel the biggest struggle? Because that may be exactly where your inner dialogue needs the most attention. And remember, awareness is the beginning of change, so choose your words carefully, because the story you tell yourself today may become the story you live tomorrow. If this message resonated with you, subscribe to Cosmic Charts, because sometimes changing your life begins with changing the words you say to yourself.